We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Colts. So how about that? You want to talk about coming into a hostile environment and just silencing the crowd. They just did it.
Couldn't be a better start. There's no way. All week long they've talked about having this type of a start, but I think they looked at it from the offensive team's perspective. You know, get the opening kickoff. You guys control the ball. A lot of people are now going to say, okay, now your offense, will they be out of whack? No, not at all. They're going to be absolutely happy. They're relaxed. They took care of business for them. They don't have any pressure now. They can just go play.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
We're going to start. Yo, lady, check out. What's that in? What's that in? What's the key?
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
We're going to start.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker, the third. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And a tackle there by Jermaine Pratt. The Seahawks at 9-4 now on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now from Colts territory, here's a first and 10 at the 46. Straight ahead, Walker. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You look at this Colt defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Walker now on first and 10. Now he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And Darnold going to slide to the ground here, but not before he does pick up the first down.
That's good for a Seahawks.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
To throw is Darnold. Now he's going to step up and run. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Here's the former NFL rushing champ. It's Jonathan Taylor. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. But a lot of the media, Charles, ourselves included, starting to prep those MVP ballots. You wonder if last week's performance, which he admitted was not very good, if that hurt him at all coming down the stretch.
Less than 50 yards on the ground in last week's game that you referenced, and let's face it, if he has another game like that, we'll erase him from the MVP discussion. He won't even be talked about anymore. He has to bounce back with 100-plus in this one in order to stay in that race.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 31.
Here we go. Here we Cougar 19.
Richardson out of the shotgun. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. When you talk about this Seahawk defense, they come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be...
Touchdown, Indianapolis! Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Colts have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one goes for 24 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Sam Darnold taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks are back within a score.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits were on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
First down 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Going for it on 4th, Richardson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the Colts' 31-yard line.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Darnold now to throw. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And they work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
15-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. And Darnold's going to change the play. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Myers connects on the PAT. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 80 yards rushing for him with this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it, when you go into a game, you think you got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
Back to Taylor on first down. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more on that one and another first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Pat the 60, pat the 60.
Richardson looking to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. Zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect it. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Going up top. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 33. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum with moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on... game before it and get back to it.
A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Although coaches always talk about finding balance on offense, I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
And 11 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Darnold. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
That is caught inside the 5. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Now Darnold keeps it. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all to score as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
118 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now Richardson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Here's 3rd down and 4.
It's a gain of 6.
Richardson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on fourth down. He'll try to do it himself. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some 7 yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Trap 60, trap 60.
Again, it's Richardson. That is caught. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So first and 10 now from the 30.
And the Colts first down.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First down, Indianapolis.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Let's go now. Cut 19. Cut 19.
Now it's Richardson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Richardson working from the gun. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again. And
you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And his kick here is good. And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter three? Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
37-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
36 yards on the play.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Tackle made by Zaire Franklin. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Second and 7.
And Charbonnet once again. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Red 80.
Here's Darnold. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Walker going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Red 80. Real side.
Darnold. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A.J. Barner. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
You got it figured out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 7.
Now it's Darnold. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man.
Back to throw, Darnold. Now he's going to step up and run. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jackson Smith-Njigba. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks use the short field to get in for 6.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Again, it's Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his receiver. That's Warren. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Colts first down. A gain of 21 yards. First down.
1st and 10, Taylor now. Now he's loose again. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. Boy, 175 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Here we go.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now.
2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Come on. 19, Charger, nice. Go.
Richardson looking to throw this. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. This red zone is where the Seahawk crowd really makes it tough for an offense to communicate. It's 3rd down. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 29.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Up the middle, here's Walker. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now fourth down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
That's to his running back, complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Second and 9 at the 41-yard line.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now we're at the 41, second and 9. From the gun, it's Walker. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 14. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Again, it's Charbonnet. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10.
Now Darnold. He'll try and do this himself. And Darnold going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Colts are right back in this football game. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 202 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Taylor. To about the 35, second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that
big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And this one too low. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here's Richardson to throw. He'll try and do this himself. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Delivers another one to Pierce. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Well, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all top.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got the 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
At their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. And this one is incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. Ready.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. All tied up. Less than 2 minutes to go. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Here's Richardson. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 27.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. On the give, here's Charbonnet. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
Darnold. Now he's going to step up and run. He gets this complete to Shaheed. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Here's Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Elijah Arroyo from 19 yards away. And the Seahawks have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
Here's 1st and 10.
69. Let's go now.
Richardson to throw it. Got his man. It's Warren. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Okay, ready?
Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now Richardson.
At the 48-yard line.
Left side, he finds Pierce. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. Here's 1st down.
Here we go.
It's a gain of 20.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pick.
Richardson.
Second and 4.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Warren.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Here's Richardson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And he's going to get in for the 2 points. It was an incredibly gutsy call, but they've taken the lead by a point late in the game. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Darnold to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And now they get the timeout call. So they got one of the big plays that they needed. Can they do it again? Don't change that dial.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Well, going to be tough to get 2 plays out of this. This could very well be it. One last throw now for Darnold. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Myers for the Seahawks field goal. A 59-yard attempt.
And no, wide left. It's no good. And a tough finish to this one. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much score.